Assalamu alaikum. Peace be upon you. At the start of 2020, our office was working at record speed to continue providing legal support, immigration services, community programs, census education programs, and more. Once COVID hit, 2020 quickly became a turbulent year for our office and our community as we shifted to a completely remote world. So as we end 2020, we sincerely ask you to help us meet our end of the year fundraising goals. We thank you for your unwavering support for CAIR over the years. CAIR is your organization, and our success is your success.
Alhamdulillah, 2020 was a successful year here for our policy and advocacy department at CAIR Sacramento Valley in Central California. Despite all of the challenges provided by COVID-19, our team was able to come together and ensure that the voice of our community was heard in every part of government. Whether it was bringing the Muslims out for Muslim Day at the Capitol on a virtual platform, or the passing of landmark bills such as ACA 5 and ACA 6, or the 2020 election, we ensured that we were there to support our community every step of the way.
This has been a very difficult year for so many people. Unemployment rates skyrocketed across the country and in the community. CAIR SVCC partnered with the CWR Center for Workers' Rights to provide language support to dozens of community members. We were able to help them determine their eligibility for unemployment insurance, file claims, and even follow up with the EDD for more difficult, unique cases.
We at CAIR SVCC worked harder than ever to serve the diverse legal needs of our community. One proud example is the Yemeni repatriation campaign. At the end of March 2020, we learned that many U.S. citizens and permanent residents were unable to return home due to the global pandemic. Working in partnership with CAIR National and the Asian Law Caucus, we advocated on behalf of our stranded brethren to local representatives and worked on state and nationwide campaigns to bring recognition to their plight. We are happy to report that we were able to bring 28 of our own community members back home to their families. Many suffered health issues while in Yemen and were very relieved to be home.
This year alone, we've conducted almost 100 legal consultations for immigrants in our communities to help them gain legal status. In addition, we've combated detention and deportation by the Department of Homeland Security and helped dozens of people naturalize and gain permanent residency.
This year, in addition to providing legal services, policy advocacy, and voter engagement, we work to build power in Muslim communities by helping to increase investment into our families, improve representation in Congress, and strengthen our communities by ensuring Muslims were counted in the 2020 census. Even with the barriers of shelter in place, closed faith institutions, and limited in-person contact with community members, our collective efforts have contributed to the increase in California's self-response rate. We provided in-person information when we were able to, held regular webinars online, called and texted thousands of Muslims, supported a multilingual census hotline, and partnered with local masajid and organizations to help reach out to our communities. We prioritize this work as it's rooted in our values as an organization focused on racial justice, support for marginalized communities, and equity for all. We worked to reach really hard to count populations, including people of color and immigrants, to help ensure fair political representation, bring in more funding for schools, healthcare, jobs, and programs that are needed for families to thrive.
This year, our team was hard at work for Get Out the Vote. We had 8 statewide webinars educating the community on voting by mail, voting in person, and the propositions. We had 4 candidate forums with Masajid, 3 ballot parties, a local voter guide come out, and a 15-person phone-banking team that had conversations with 5,700 voters.
This year has been eventful to say the least. Here at CAIR Sacramento Valley, Central California, we have hired over 20 plus outreach representatives for Census 2020, and we have almost tripled our staff this year.
Since the start of 2020, CAIR Sacramento Valley, Central California has released 19 community action alerts, participated in 29 interviews, and held 88 Facebook Lives.
In the area of youth development, this year our office led the effort to reimagine the CAIR California Muslim Youth Leadership Program into the remote, more accessible Muslim Youth Leadership Initiative, or MYLI. MYLI focused more intensely on leadership training and political organizing, and we were so lucky to have 13 exceptional students represent the Sacramento Valley and Central California regions. These students then planned and led and facilitated a Proposition 16 webinar to educate and empower the community on why they should vote yes on Proposition 16. We are so proud of our efforts in 2020.